Okay, great. So we'll make our way to a comfortable lying down position. Let your arms rest by your sides, the legs along on the mat with the feet just flopping outwards. And you can bring your eyes to a gentle close and just take a few deep breaths here, just to allow yourself to arrive on the mat in this space on this Thursday morning. And to deepen those breaths, you can inhale through the nose and perhaps release everything out on a sigh. Lovely. And do a little check-in here. Check in, how are you feeling this morning? How are you feeling energetically? How are you feeling emotionally? Without attaching any stories to it, but just checking in. And during that check-in, you can also scan through the body. See how the different parts of the body are feeling. Notice if there are any tight spots, any areas that perhaps are aching, or others that are feeling fine. Again, without attaching any stories to that, just noticing and observing how your body feels today. Lovely. And then when you're ready to, you can gently flutter the eyes open, and we'll bring the knees into the chest and give your knees a big hug. Lovely. And then we'll release the soles of the feet down to the mat so that the knees are bent and pointing up towards the sky. And we'll start taking some movement in the arms. So we'll imagine there's fruit just hanging above our head, and we'll start to grab that fruit with our hands. So moving one arm and then the other, starting to wake up the shoulders, the arms, the elbows, joints. Lovely. A few more like this, reaching as far as you can. And then release. We'll bring the knees back into the chest, placing the right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee, and we'll start drawing circles with the knees. So we'll initially send the knees away from us and then open them wide and then bring them back into the chest. So carrying on like this a few more times. Large circles with the knees, and move slowly and mindfully. Again, noticing any tight spots and moving mindfully through those. Lovely. One more circle in this direction, and then we'll move in the opposite direction. And very smoothly and mindfully. working into loosening up the hip joints. Lovely. One more circle like this. And then bring the knees back to center. And we'll allow the soles of the feet to come back down to the mat. And with your fingertips, make sure that you can brush the heels with your fingertips. So that's the distance you want between your fingertips and the heels. And we'll inhale deeply and bring the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, we'll bring the arms back down to our sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over. Exhale, release the arms back down by your sides. And the next time we come up with the arms, we'll press into the feet and lift the hip points as well, coming into bridge pose. Exhale, release the arms down, and at the same time bring the hips and the sit bones back down to the mat. Inhale, bridge pose. Exhale, release everything back down to the mat. Lovely, and take that a few more times. Inhale, up to bridge. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bridge pose. Exhale, lower. One last time. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up. Bridge pose. And release. Lovely. And we'll bring the knees back into the chest. And then we'll bring our hands and bring them to the backs of our thighs. And we'll start rolling up and down the mat a few times, waking up the spine, building momentum until we smoothly transition into an all fours position. So take your time and we'll all meet in all fours. Lovely. So your knees will be tracking on top of your hips, wrists tracking below the shoulders. And let's move dynamically a few times. So from all fours, inhale deeply, and on an exhale, we'll come down to child's pose. Inhale, back to all fours. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, child's pose. And you can carry on like this with this back and forth. Well, next time you come up, we can inhale and sweep the right arm up, opening up towards the right. And then release, come back down and down to child's pose. Inhale, come back up to all fours and perhaps open up towards the left this time. And then release, bring the hand back down and then down towards child's pose. Inhale, back to all fours, perhaps opening up towards the right. And release, come back down to child's pose. Inhale, back to all fours and open up towards the left. release, back down to child's pose. And one or more on each side, inhaling to the right. Release. And then open up towards the left. Lovely. And next time we come down, we'll come down into puppy pose. So we'll keep the hips exactly where they are, tracking on top of the knees. And we'll bring our arms nice in front of us, so the hands further forward compared to the shoulders. Inhale deeply, and on an exhale, we'll melt the forearms down towards the mat, bringing the forehead to the mat. Make sure you keep your hips nice and high. And release into the mat. Opening up the shoulders here and the muscles in the upper back. Breathing deeply. Lovely, and then when you're ready to, we'll gently come out of our puppy pose, transition back to all fours, and then now that our shoulders are nice and open, we'll make our way to downward facing dog. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, tucking all 10 toes under, inhale, and on an exhale, we'll pick up the knees, make our way to downward facing dog. Lovely. Again, breathing deeply and taking any movements here that feel good in your dog. Lovely. Inhale deeply, and we'll bring the right leg back behind you, three-legged dog. And then we'll bend the knee and bring your heel towards your sit bone, and we're opening up towards the right. And start drawing circles with your knee. So similar to what we did when we were lying down on the mat, we're working into loosening up the hip joint here, circling the knee. One more in this direction, and then let's also move in the opposite direction. A couple of times. Lovely. And then we'll transition back to three-legged dog, squaring the hips, and then sweep the right foot through in between the hands. Drop your left knee. Find your balance here, and then we'll inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, low lunge, coming into a gentle back bend. Beautiful. And inhale deeply, exhale, we'll frame the front foot with the hands, step back to plank, and then release the knees down to the mat, untuck the toes, and come down, thighs, belly, chest, forehead. Inhale deeply, come up, low cobra. Exhale, release down to the mat. Tuck all 10 toes under, press into the hands, come through tabletop, and then back to downward facing dog. Lovely. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So we'll inhale deeply and sweep the left leg up behind us, three-legged dog. we'll bend the knee, bringing the heel towards the sit bone and opening up towards the left. And drawing circles with the left knee this time. And then reverse and draw circles in the opposite direction. Lovely. Square the hips, coming back to three-legged dog, and then sweep the left foot in between the hands. Dropping the right knee, finding your balance. Inhale, sweep the arms up, low lunge. Nice stretch in the chest. Lovely, and then we'll bring the hands back down to frame the front foot. Step back to high plank, the left foot. And then gently, with control, we'll drop the knees down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Come down, thighs, belly, chest, forehead. Inhale deeply, low cobra, peeling the chest and the forehead off the mat. Exhale, come down to the mat. Tuck the toes, press into the hands, coming through tabletop and downward facing dog. Lovely. And then we'll walk the feet to meet the hands at the front of the mat. And when you get there, let's hang for a moment in a forward fold here. So allowing the upper body to hang loose, release any tension there. Your neck, your head, just let everything loose. Perhaps sway from side to side. Lovely. And then when you're ready to, we'll gently peel our way back up to standing, vertebra by vertebra. Move slowly, mindfully, and allow your head to be the last thing that comes up. Beautiful. And just take a few moments here in your mountain pose. You can close your eyes if that feels good, but I would like to invite you to bring your attention to your feet. Notice the four corners of the feet, pressing into the ground, in contact with the mat. And just feel the ground beneath you, supporting you. If you've got your eyes closed, you can flutter them open. Make sure that you're standing at the front of your mats. And then when you're ready to, we'll step back with our right foot. So opening the legs nice and wide. And we'll make our way into a warrior two position. So we'll pivot our left foot so that it's pointing the front of the mat, and the right foot will come in at around 45 degrees. We'll inhale, bring the arms nice and wide. Exhale, bend the left knee. Arms are nice and strong, reaching in opposite directions, and gaze along your left middle finger. Lovely. And then let's take this dynamically a few times. So we'll inhale deeply, lengthen the left leg and sweep the arms up towards the sky. reaching for the sky. Exhale, come back to warrior two, arms along, bend the left leg. Inhale, again sweep everything up, lengthening the legs, lengthening the arms to the sky. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Lovely. And then we'll lengthen the left leg, keeping the arms nice and long. And then we'll reach forward with the left hand and then pivot into triangle pose, bringing the left hand down towards the left shin or the left ankle, wherever you can reach. And inhale, deeply keeping the right hand pointing up towards the sky. And your gaze can either be up towards your right hand or over towards the side, whatever's more comfortable on your neck. Lovely, one more breath here. Beautiful, and then we'll de-rotate, coming back up to warrior two. And then we'll lengthen both legs, pivot the feet so that they're parallel with the short edge of the mat. And just for a moment, we'll inhale deeply, exhale, fold forward, wide-legged forward fold. Again, allowing the top body to release and relax. Lovely. Then we'll bring the hands back to the hips and slowly make your way back up to standing. Beautiful. And then we'll step to the front of our mats again, so where we started. And we'll repeat the same on the opposite side. So this time we'll step back with our left foot open wide and make your way to warrior two position. So pivoting the right foot so that it's facing the front of the mat, bringing your left foot in at 45 degrees. We'll inhale, open the arms nice and wide. Exhale, bend the right knee. Warrior two, reaching the arms in opposite directions, gazing along your right middle finger. Beautiful. Lovely, and then we'll take it dynamically again. So inhale, lengthen the right leg, bring the arms up to the sky. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Lovely. And then from here we'll transition into a pyramid pose. So lengthen the right leg. We'll reach forward with the right hand and then pivot, bringing the right hand to rest on the shin or the ankle of the right leg and reach for the sky with the left fingertips. Breathing deeply. And keep your chest nice and open. Imagine that you're pressing your back against an imaginary wall. So don't fold forward here, keeping the pose nice and open. Lovely. And then we'll transition back up to our warrior two. And then we'll pivot the feet so that they're parallel with the short edge of the mat. Legs nice and wide. And then this time I'll invite you to interlace your fingers and rest them on your lower back. Inhale deeply, and on an exhale again we'll hinge forward, forward fold. And then if you want to work towards extending the arms away from the lower back, up and over, that will give you a nice stretch in the shoulders and the upper back. Again, keeping the top body, the upper body nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Head hanging loose, neck relaxed, no clenching in the jaw. Lovely, and then when you're ready to, we'll release the fist back down towards the lower back and gently make your way back up to standing. Heel toe the feet so that you're back into an upright position at the top of your mat. Lovely, just take a moment to ground yourselves, and we'll inhale deeply and bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Squeeze, 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 and then open the mouth and release, letting everything go. And let's repeat that a few more times. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears, and release on a sigh. One last time, we'll inhale and release, letting everything go. And then gently we'll inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, reaching for the sky. Bring the hands to prayer. And then we'll move the prayer down to the forehead for kind thoughts. Down to the mouth for kind words. And down to heart center for kind actions. And we'll bow together to seal the practice.